Our next speaker is Preethi. I'm not going to try your last name. So, Preethi, how do you pronounce your last name?
Ala Subramanian.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So, Preethi is going to be talking about chaos to clarity, and I'm going to let her tell you all about it.
Thank you. And actually, there is a little bit of a change in my title. I'm more talking now about the calm business reset. So I'll get it started. So today basically isn't about new productivity tricks or doing more, but it's about understanding why your business feels heavy, even when things are going well, and how to redesign that weight so your business supports you instead of consuming you. So that's why the session is called the Calm Business Reset. And because calm does not mean passive, it means calm is designed. You design the calm. So I'm Preethi, your Calm Through Chaos partner. And as the founder of Wonder EA, I help solopreneurs and small businesses move from the founder mindset to the CEO mindset. And my approach comes from my book, The Ease Equation, which is systems plus support equals sustainable growth. And because a business shouldn't mean that it has to come with the cost of burnout. And to my presentation now. You can see my presentation? Okay, so most founders think that when the problem that they have is the amount of workload, but what's actually draining us is that invisible load, that it's all the amount of mental tracking you're doing, that emotional responsibility that's draining you, and that constant decision making that you have to keep doing. And it's not how much you're doing, but it's how much you're carrying, the amount of emotional and the mental weight that you're carrying in your business. So when I'm talking about mental load, and so I'll break down this into like 3 different loads that a business owner is carrying. It's the mental load. One is that everything that you're holding in your brain, right? Everything that's in your brain, it's not written down. It's not format, like there are no SOPs, and then things keep happening and you're afraid that something you'll forget something, or if you forget, or if you're down that day, your mood's not right that day, then the decision is affected because it's all just up in your head. So when the mental load stays high, the clarity drops. Also from what Aona like spoke about yesterday, right? Like your preppy, that part of your brain which actually has to make those decisions, that goes when you're having that mental load and the clarity drops. And then the second load you're carrying is your decision load, the amount of decisions that rely only on you. So you have to respond to everything. You don't know what to prioritize. You don't know what has to be done. So everything seems urgent, and every decision needs to be made by you right now. So that amount of decision load that you have, and basically, like, even good decisions, they drain you. They drain your energy. Every decision you take, like, you're using up your energy. And this is like a quiet one, like you don't realize it. It's that sense that everything depends on you. Your clients depend on you. The cash flow depends on you. The reputation of your business depends on you. So it's that complete thing. And then it's the responsibility road, because as a founder, you're struggling because you don't, like, the entire responsibility of the business is on you. Like, so you don't take rest, you don't take breaks, because and when all these 3 loads they stack up, you have that mental load, you have the decision load, the responsibility load. That's when your whole business feels heavy. Maybe you're doing well, you have more clients, maybe there's more money coming in, but you're sinking on all the weight that's coming in along with it. So, and this is, like I said, it's the accumulation. It's not that one single thing. It's not one single decision that's breaking your business. It's the weight that accumulates of multiple decisions, the multiple different things, that everything depends solely only on you. And this is why chaos often shows up actually after growth. You're scaling, you're growing, and that's when the chaos shows up. And if something feels hard, It's not failure. You're not doing something wrong. It's that friction. And friction, if you see it properly, is not a bad thing. It's information. It's your business talking to you. It's your business telling you. So it's your business that's asking you for structure. It's asking you for support. And this load, so think about it. Maybe just drop it in the chat. Which is the heaviest load for you now? Is it the mental load, the decision load, or is it the responsibility? And before you like even take action on it, it's acknowledge this pattern, acknowledge that this tells you that, okay, where ease is needed. So you can identify which area is the problem. You acknowledge it, you understand it, and that's when you can start making corrections there. And like I said, it's the growth. So when you are a founder and you start and you're building things, everything depends on you and you're doing things and it works initially. But then it comes to a point when your growth, your business growth outpaces the structure. And that's where those cracks start to appear. That's where those strains start to come. And it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's actually because you're doing well. But then what it's because the foundations, your systems, your support, they have not caught up to your business growth. And this is some like actually a hard truth. A lot of founders, we don't want to hear it or we don't acknowledge it, is like founders, like you rarely hear or you're not willing to accept is the capacity, your own capacity, because everything depends on you. It's your capacity that sets the ceiling to your business. You're starting to become the bottleneck for your own business. When you're overloaded, everything slows down because you're just the only one handling everything. And that's when you start reacting. So then it's you're on more on reactive mode, on survival mode. Everything is urgent, everything is loud, everything is exhausting. So it keeps business running, but then not leading. You're not leading, you're not actually growing the business. So from reacting, you should move to stewarding. So stewarding is like your intentional leadership. You decide like what deserves your energy, what deserves your time, before the day decides it for you. So you make those intentional decisions. And this shift from reacting to stewarding is where your clarity begins. And that's where your mindset starts shifting from being that founder doing everything to the CEO who's designing your. And not everything deserves your energy and time. So ease comes when you're choosing where your efforts actually belong. So like maybe in the chat, just type in one task or one thing that you think is stopping your business from moving forward. And this is this is exactly where like the simplification starts to come in. And when I say simplifying, you're not minimizing anything. It's not minimalism. It's the strategy. So, and it creates that clarity, and relief creates clarity. So when you're simplifying, it creates more clarity. And like I said, when it don't work, it's that friction, and friction is information. It's your business telling you that it wants structure. So you do not need more tools. You actually need a fewer decision points. And how do you reduce your decision points? I think like all of us at some point have heard of that Heisenhower matrix, right? Where you decide all your tasks, you decide what you should be doing, what you should be scheduling to do later, and what you should delegate. And all of us, I think, through our entrepreneurial journey, have always taken on some things or taken on the client where you just habitually say yes. Probably they don't serve you anymore. You shouldn't be doing it anymore. So those are things you should be deleting, not doing it at all. So I think this is where you start identifying what all you're doing and then decide, okay, I need to do this now, do this later, delegate it to somebody or a system, and don't do it at all. So that's where you have to start looking into that. And stability. So this gives you that stability. So stability creates momentum. And when the basic work or the basic things like the same onboarding or the same things, when they work like a well-oiled machine, growth happens. And this time it doesn't feel heavy. you don't have that load which you were carrying before. And stability, I would say, like often looks very simple. It's just that identify one place, one rhythm, and like clear expectations. So this alone, like just this understanding and reducing this alone can remove an enormous mental load for the entrepreneurs. And again, I would say like work in seasons, because like if you're, yes, everybody does make annual plans, but then don't have just one annual plan, like break them into seasons, like have quarterly plans. Your business doesn't need like intensity all the time, right? So business thrives in seasons. Don't Not constant push. You don't have to keep constantly doing the same thing, keep constantly pushing. And it's like it's a sprint. It's a sprint. It's not a marathon. You're not doing the whole thing in one go. So break things apart and do them in seasons. So this is where I talk about my like what 90-day plan, or generally like for my own business or for my clients or anybody, is I always work in 90-day segments. So clarity lives like in your next 90 days, not the whole year. 90 days is like enough time to create focus on a particular thing or what you need to work on right now without creating that pressure. And so essentially support for leaders, I would say, is like three anchors. So it's the direction. So which direction or what you should do. So that's your main goal. So that's your area of expertise. You decide where your business has to go, how it has to grow, and what your goals are for this year. And two is the support. So do you have like adequate support? Then create a supportive environment, have a circle of support who are willing to support you. And support could be human support and system support. And then it's the boundaries, right? You also set boundaries, like, because like I think with entrepreneurs, we trade in our 9 to 5 to do a 9 to 9 or even beyond, because we don't know boundaries. We can't say no to our clients. We can't say no to anything. And then that's where all of that additional load comes in. So set your boundaries. So, and when all the three move together in harmony, your business grows without feeling heavy and without you burning out. So many entrepreneurs like focus on that direction alone, right? So this is my goal and I'm working towards it and I keep going. And work towards growing just the business, just their goal. And they don't look at support, they don't look at setting their boundaries. And when one of those anchors is missing, everything feels harder. Even simple things start feeling harder because everything depends on you and you're not setting yourself boundaries. So you're burning out and you don't have the support to help you as well. So all the three things have to work in harmony and work together. So, and when I say do this, like you don't have to do a full overhaul of your business and start deciding. You can start small. You need small intentional redesigns, like pick that one pain point in your business, work towards that. And for that single one, find a direction, find support, and set your boundaries. So you can start working on individual things like that and not have to do a full business overhaul to get the ease or to get the calm. And then once you start doing this gradually and working in these 90-day cycles, the calm builds quietly. You start feeling the pressure coming down, and then ease slowly compounds. Like small changes, small repeated actions, they create lasting relief. And reset, like I said, reset is very powerful. It's gentle, but it can be very powerful. And this is basically like the whole heart of my ease equation that I talk about is your systems, your support, and having that clarity helps a business stay calm, helps a founder not burn out, and then still grow gradually. And so I will also be dropping a link, but you can also find it on the dashboard. Is my free resource today is I'm giving away the Founders Ease Playbook, which is like a condensed version of my easy equation, which is a 7-day calm business reset that's designed. So it has clear actionable items, it has clear checklists that you can follow, and it helps you apply whatever I just spoke uh, within a 7-day period to calmly reset your business. It's one shift a day, one focused exercise, like one quick win for each day. That's how the book is structured. And this isn't about fixing everything. It's just fixing the right thing in the right time in the right order. And like I said, this book isn't like a book that you binge read in one go, and it's not, and it's neither a checklist that you rush through. So it's like 7 days of reset designed specifically for like small solopreneurs and small businesses who are carrying too much in their head. So it is each day focuses on one small but meaningful shift. So you will work through like clearing the mental noise, reducing these unnecessary decisions that you're making, and identifying where responsibility is weighing you down, and gently redesigning how your business supports you. And this is a condensed version of the easy equation in practice, where systems plus support, like applied slowly and intentionally, can help you. And in doing this, like what changes when ease is designed into the business, it changes, like it not just on an operational level, but it helps and supports you personally. You stop waking up already behind. Like how many of us like wake up in the morning and we're already on our email, checking our emails to see, oh, what does the client want? What am I missing? Am I missing a deadline? So it helps you stop doing that. And decisions stop feeling so emotionally loaded. You don't question yourself as much. And what changes first isn't your revenue, but it's your relationship with your own business. You lead with more clarity, you respond instead of you're reacting to everything, and you stop carrying everything alone. Even if you're still a solopreneur, you're not carrying it all alone. You have a support. And from that place, growth becomes sustainable because it is supported. You feel supported. And take a moment, like ask yourself, if your business feels lighter, what would I do differently as a leader? Like you don't have to answer or put anything in the comments, but just take this time to think for yourself. If your business felt lighter, what would you do differently as a leader? How would you do, or what is your area of genius that you would concentrate on? So this playbook is a simple, gentle way to start creating that shift, one calm decision at a time. And that's all from me. I'm happy to connect with any of you who want to understand more about my system or my book or anything in general. And please remember, ease in your business isn't laziness, it's leadership. And if business has ever felt heavy, take that information not as a failure, but as your business communicating to you to help you design your clarity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Oh my God. I mean, my head is about to explode from information. But it's so much food for thought, right? So much. Go ahead, Ariel.
I just wanted to ask a question. What have you found is the biggest obstacle that entrepreneurs have? What is in their way of creating that?
I think one is, like I said, like they are their own bottlenecks, because we all have this perception that only if I do it, I can do it as good as this, and nobody else can do it as well as me. But I think we should at some point let that go. Like if somebody can do it 70-75%, like you can do it, they can be trained, and you'll be surprised over time they may do it better than you.
Okay,
I
thank
agree
you.
with that. That was a great answer. It's so true, though. I so agree with that. That's awesome. Robert.
Super. Yeah. One of the key words that you kept mentioning, which I think is so crucial, is boundaries. The point is, most of us here are what I call people pleasers, and we don't know how to, because again, this summit is pathway to payday. And unless you are clear on your boundaries with people, people will continually take advantage of your graciousness. So I just want to throw that in.
Yes.
It's so true.
Yes.
Good point. Nikki.
Preeti, I love how you said your business is talking to you. Your business is telling you something, because I truly believe we overlook that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for pointing that out so strongly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Well, Pretty, if I didn't know before what you did, now I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And you're speaking to many of us entrepreneurs, solopreneurs who literally don't live with boundaries, think we could do it all. And it take a while, right? Like I would ask you this question. What is the shift that needs to happen to let go of that I should be doing it because I'm the only one who's good at it, right? What is the mental shift that needs to happen for letting go?
I think one is like, do your own like ROI, right? Like as businesses, when you make investments, you're thinking of ROI. So when you're investing your time doing something, like do the ROI. Is this something I should be doing? And as a business owner or founder, if say you assign yourself like an hourly rate of 150 or a 250 or whatever, so if you're sitting doing some admin task, or if you're sitting doing all your own social media yourself, is that 1 hour worth 250? Are you going to get 250 out of doing that yourself?
Yeah.
Or should you be focusing on like building those networks or connecting to those clients or those things which only you can do? Are you adding value in doing that yourself, or is it better if you?
No, I love that. I actually relate. That's why I wanted to ask that question for everybody else's sake, because my business coach many, many years ago, he said, if you are doing a $10 an hour job, that is what you are worth. See, if you're doing your own laundry, if you're folding your own laundry, if you're doing any house cleaning or whatever that you think you can pay somebody else $20 an hour to do, then go ahead and do that instead of taking on yourself. So I love that you said that. Okay, Gary.
Well, I also wanted to say that I
Oh,
think
go ahead, please.
there's a that ROI thing is key, because I will often see entrepreneurs who are like building their own funnels, which are not their zone of expertise, and doing this and that, but then they're not managing their own communications. So they'll outsource, their VAs are handling their, and actually, Orly mentioned this, someone, her mother, I think, trying to communicate through Facebook and ended up talking to a VA, and, that's a communications issue. And if, a client reaches out through that and they're talking to the VA and not you, whatever else you were doing, you should not be doing that. The VA should be doing that. You should be talking to your clients, because that's something you uniquely can do. And
well,
so
my clients and my mom have my phone number. You see what I mean? So they know how to reach you other than Facebook or something like that. There's things that you can give to somebody else that does not need your personality in it. And that's what you need to be looking at. Yes, I agree 100%.
Yep. Gary.
Hi, this was great. A great reminder, Preeti. Thank you so much for this. What I find is there's a lot more or some work up front when I delegate. I have to explain, hold hands. So it's a lot more work maybe up front, but in the end, it saves so much time. And sometimes it's having the time just to do that delegation or to explain it so they can do it properly. But this is a good reminder. It's a great investment of time, even though it might be more time up front. In the end, it saves a lot more time delegating and putting up those boundaries, etc. So thank you.
I think a lot of the time too, sometimes people don't actually understand how their own business works.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to delegate. They're like, yeah, do that thing for me. How do I do it? Just the way I do it. But you don't have a system. You just sort of figure it out every time. And now you're asking someone to replicate your entrepreneurship as opposed to having an SOP that you can hand off. So
yeah, like that's what I said. I like, because we have everything in our head, and even with that, it's like it's not repeatable. You are doing it different each time. Like if the client onboarding is in your head, today is a nice day and you're nice and you're healthy and you do it one way. The next day you're doing it and maybe you have a cold and your mind's not in the right place. then the onboarding is different.
Yep. Thank you, Preeti. Yes, really powerful points there about creating that calm with the systems.